dates back to 1933, when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt outlawed the private ownership of gold by U.S. citizens in an effort to jumpstart the economy during the Great Depression.
Once he acquired all the gold in the country, he doubled its value. You can do that when you own it all.
A beast that hasn't scared anybody for 40 years, which is to say inflation. And so I do believe that there are political pressures around a Fed pivot. It's important to look at history. In 1975, you won't recall, as Fergus certainly won't, he probably wasn't born then, but we had come off 4 very good years in the gold market, where the gold price went from $35 an ounce to $200. 1975, the Fed started to fight inflation. They raised the interest rate, they did stuff like that. The gold price fell from $200 to $100 in 9 ugly months. And then the Fed lost its nerve. And when the Fed lost its nerve, when the Fed blinked, gold went on a romp from $100 to $850. The fact that they were going to was obvious in hindsight, but very few people have hindsight. Fast forward to the end of 2001, 2002, same circumstance happened. Gold came up nicely off the bottoms in 2000. The Fed decided to raise interest rates. The U.S. did well. U.S. dollar did well against other currencies. Gold did very well against other currencies, but not the U.S. dollar. Then the Fed blinked. And when the Fed blinked, gold was off on a romp. My belief is that the math and the politics suggest that the Fed has to blink, but they don't have to blink this quarter.
Remember when oil prices went to negative $30 a barrel during COVID? Why was that? Well, because the people who bought the contracts were being forced to take delivery. The people who sold the oil, right, they didn't want the oil. So they said, I'm going to deliver it. I got no place for it. And so then the people who own the contracts are being told, yeah, we're going to deliver all this oil to you. Where do you want it? And I don't want it. So now they had to pay people to take it off their hands. So people were paying $30 a barrel so they didn't have to take delivery of the oil, right? And so you saw that crazy market. Well, you're going to see something as crazy as that on the upside of gold, when people are scrambling to deliver on their gold contracts when they can't find the physical metal. So that's all coming. So that's why, look, I tell people just, buy your gold, buy your silver while you can get it, because at some point you won't be able to get it because the people are going to figure out what's happening.
Looking forward, rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments. Our own FedNow service will be coming online in 2023. And in light of the tremendous growth in crypto assets and stablecoins, we are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system.
Our central case is a hard landing by the end of 23, but I don't know. I've been wrong on a lot of things. I could be wrong on this, but since I do it for a living, that's our forecast, which is a recession in 23.
Together, we'll be ready to launch the FedNow service between May and July of 2023, bringing this innovative core instant payments infrastructure to financial institutions of every size across America. Let me close by just again thanking our early adopters. The input you've provided has been instrumental for our team as they've designed and built this service, and the time and energy you've committed to this effort is critical for a successful launch. I want to call on additional banks and core service providers to join your commitment to prepare for adoption of the FedNow service. This time next year, I hope we can all have a great sense of accomplishment in our shared effort to transform America's payment system for